Bye. We're having wonderful experiences with the sound quality here on Google. It's always interesting. Every time I log in, there's a different minor issue, but it is the best service we've found so far for having face-to-face meetings. Today at Solopreneurs in Action, I'm going to cover big changes in the Powur management and the Powur training system. They have, in some ways, taken the focus off the basic mechanics of finding new customers and recruiting new people, and they've brought a trainer in that is starting to help people work on assessing their attitude, working with improving their environments, not only in their workspace, but with how they think about their business, how they utilize their time, some good basic what you think about is what you get sort of stuff. Jim Bunch is the man's name, and I'm not going to do the whole hour and 10-minute training here, but I am going to use a screen share to go and show everybody in the Powur business where they can find this wonderful training in their back office so they can watch it at their leisure. First session's an hour and 10 minutes, and the second one's almost an hour, so if you are smart like Agnes, you'll have Announce downloaded so you can watch the whole thing in less than an hour and just slow down for the parts you really want to catch the details from. So I'm going to go and find the screen share and then go and find my Powur back office, which I've already populated so that we don't have to slow the meeting down. Now, can anybody see my Powur library?
I can.
Perfect, Dad. Thank you. So how I found that was in the Powur back office. You go to the top left-hand corner of your back office. The last option on your page is Library. When you click on your library, it will take you to this page. Doesn't quite look where I am. Getting started, the Powur Playbook. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just going to show you where to find it. This is the April Cash Bonanza. Get 5 leads through the direct call-in system, and you get paid $250 bonus on top of the $75 for qualifying yourself, which is still open to everybody. It turns out they couldn't find a way to unpay people with the deadline, so everybody will still get paid their $75 on their first 3 customers whenever that happens. It's kind of nice. That was important to some people because they didn't have the ability or time to get started in the beginning. So almost at the bottom of the Powur library, you'll find a new section called the 21-Day Powur Challenge. This is the introduction or the first session. This is the guide to the 9 environments. This is where the picture that my dad shared last week of the centered being you and the 8 environments around you. That's where that all comes from, and it explains clearly in a step-by-step manner what you can do, how to ask yourself worthy questions about each environment for yourself so you can improve your situation incrementally every week, and that's the idea of the 21-day challenge. Each week you're going to improve once in each of the areas that they talk about, and the overall improvement is going to be an increase in your ability to attract new business and create success in your business. At the bottom of the page here is the personal Powur call that I got to listen to last night. I was home at the right time on 5 o'clock on Sunday and got to hear Jim's talk and then Jim's live Q&A. And I think the man has great things to share with everybody. If you haven't heard Jim speak, it's well worth spending an hour or less reviewing what he has to say. I've heard a lot of this stuff from other people before, but the difference here is it's not some paid trainer telling me what I need to do next. It's a guy from the company that actually knows how it works and gives you some steps that if you practice them in your daily actions will overall improve the quality of your business and your results. I don't know to what degree, but even after just hearing him for an hour, I felt better about my chances of progressing in my Powur business.
So did I. Yeah.
So, Dad, were you able to get on the call last night, or were you busy because of obligations?
I was busy because of obligation. We went out somewhere, so I missed everything.
No problem. I missed the week before. I think between us we've attended every call, but I don't think often we're both on the same call, so it works really well that way because you can cover the ground that I missed and vice versa. That's one of the nice things being part of a team. On that note, does anybody here have any experience with webinars on air beyond my experience for 6 weeks?
No.
Okay. I don't know what I did wrong in the setup, but on Saturday I set this meeting up and set it up for a month. That didn't work, so I went back last night and set the meeting up again, and it didn't populate. Obviously, nobody got an email last night, and I didn't find out this morning because I went out after I reset the meeting up. I don't know whether I didn't hit the right save button, or when I told it to save, there's a drop down in the first setup that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know I used the first time, and that may have separated the weeks apart of the meeting when I told it weekly meetings. You might have to use one or the other, but today's meeting populated. It all seems to work. So if for some reason there's no invite in your email Sunday morning at 9:52, that's the standard time. Webinars on Air should send you an invite 1 hour before, or 1 24-hour period before this meeting. If you don't get an email Sunday morning, please contact me Sunday during the day, and I will fix it right away. I'll also try to get in the habit of going to my own Gmail box and confirming that I've gotten my own invite. I set this meeting up last night. My wife was here. I asked her about it. She said, "Yeah, you were there for like 20 minutes." I said, "Yeah, but it wasn't here this morning when I went to go look for it." So that was a little bit frustrating. So that brings us back to that topic of teamwork. Even though Karen asked me if there was a meeting this morning, he failed to tell me the reason he was asking was he didn't have an invite. So I could have set the meeting up 20 minutes sooner had he given me more information when we had our little chat. So it's a communication. Sometimes just because you say something, you feel other people have understood it, and that's not always the case. So try to provide as much information as you can if you see or foresee a problem, particularly if it relates to something you know is planned that isn't happening, because I will certainly let you know if there's ever a change in the meeting schedule by broadcast or by messaging you. I haven't had the occasion yet, but if there was a family emergency and I couldn't be here, I would post on Facebook or something that would allow people to look in the group and see, yeah, there wasn't a meeting today and this is why. So in the future, if there's no schedule for Monday or Tuesday evening, please let me know in advance, and I'm actually going to go through the webinars on air tutorial to see if there's something I missed in the setup. I did it a month and a half ago when I started using the service, but for some reason the last 2 times there was maybe some change in the setup. As we all know, the wonderful thing about upgraded software is it doesn't always work the same way after the upgrade as it did the last time, and sometimes that's the thing you really liked about it. So does anybody have any questions about Powur this week?
I don't. I just thought I'd tune in and see what was new and what was interesting.
Wonderful. I got an email on Sunday from Vanessa Duplessis, and it said that the LEAP campaign would be starting to come into our camp this week. They asked for
Michael, you're being overpowered by Karen.
There we go. I'll have to mute him in this situation. Thanks for bringing that up, Agnes. I have my volume turned down in here a bit, so I don't always hear the background or as loud as other people do.
We didn't hear the last 3 or 4 minutes of what you said.
Oh. Well, therein lies a problem. Until we get Karan plugged into a wall, we're going to probably have to mute him during these meetings unless he's got his hand up to ask a question. Is that your case now? You have your hand up, or you were just questioning why you got muted, Karan?
I'm leaving in a minute. I am expecting a phone call any minute.
All right. Well, in the future, unless you have something, because there's so much feedback whenever something happens in your background that it overpowers my voice.
I'm not getting you now properly.
Okay. We'll chat about it after.
Okay.
So you
Bye.
enjoy your day. Yeah, I think it's the maybe the internet quality difference between here and India, but definitely it's a challenge to have a hangout with somebody from India, at least somebody on a phone that isn't able to hardwire a laptop into the wall and get that better signal that seems to be required for this wonderful interactive environment. So really what I was sharing about, you all got the bit about the meeting not populating properly and needing to know sooner that I messed the system up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that part. It was just once Karan started talking.
So, what was I talking about? Because I've now lost my train of
Well,
thought.
we don't know because we couldn't hear you.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's not good.
But while I am talking here, Peter, do you see something in the group chat? Because last meeting and this meeting, I see nothing in group chat.
All I
Because
see is
apparently,
group chat's got all things that Robin couldn't see and couldn't hear in the beginning. Now she's saying she can hear everything.
okay, and I don't see any of that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So, because even last meeting when Lori sitting, I can't remember just what it was. Nothing comes up in my group chat.
I think, Michael, you were going to say something about Lori. That's what we didn't get.
No, I remember now.
Robin's apparently on the call. Peter, can you see Robin?
No, I can't. All I can see is a chat. I can't see her at all.
See if I can find the
Shoot.
control panel again. I should be able to bring
I'll be
her.
right back.
Agnes said you should be right back. You can hear that.
Yeah. The wonderful thing called Google.
So I don't know why Robin's not showing up on the screen.
But yeah, normally I can see in the box on the side. There's Robin. All right, I just had to click on a different box. I had to go to the webinars on air, not the Hangout from Google. I just pulled her over, so she may be able to join us now. Very much like I did with you and Karan last week. Came in as an audience member because she got the invite from this group. I think I found the right button to have her, Robin join us. But I do remember what I was saying. Sometimes you just need 30 seconds pause in your train of thought to get back where you started. I got an email on, I guess it was Saturday morning, about 6:30 in the morning from Vanessa. I didn't actually see the email because normally the emails I get are from Powur, and that would have brought it to my attention, but she'd sent one from her own email. And it was to say that the company lead campaign was starting for people that had won the Game Changer and below like I had, and that there was a call Saturday at noon about how that system was going to work out. I missed the call, but I was able to review it last night, 10-minute clip, because they sent us out the voice clip from the call, and basically Vanessa explained that she needed all of our work schedules and our time-free schedules because the company wanted every call followed up within the live leads within 2 hours, with the goal being half an hour of the lead's acceptance. So I gave her my phone number for a text connection, gave her my free time schedule that I was available between 8 and 4 o'clock Monday to Friday, and earlier for phone only between 4 and 8 a.m. when I'm out doing papers on a headset. And I'm hoping that my availability plus the position in the contest is going to work well as a team, because once I get my next 2 qualifying people, I'm hoping to be able to use these leads to qualify other members in the team for their first promotion. It seems to be the way the pay plan works. I don't know how that will work mechanically. I won't know till I've actually dealt with the lead. How it differs from our self-imported leads. But as things change, and possibly within the week, I may have Vanessa on one of these calls, and her and I will be doing some role-playing, or maybe actually have a live call. One of the things they're doing is, with the customer's permission, is they're recording the live calls for training with the potential customers. Most of these targeted leads are existing network marketers, so they're already aware of the business model. So you just need to explain what makes Powur different and get them in the front door. The other thing I'm going to have the advantage of is I'm either going to have Jonathan Budd or Vanessa herself available for three-way calls, because I have no immediate upline to do that with. Whereas you guys can add me to the call as the authority that knows what's going on. There is nobody above me except the management. So I needed to have to know who to call to tie in, because they've already had people recruited on the first day from the ads in the last week with the people that got the early start. It's things have begun to move. I should be getting my first 3 leads in the next 24 hours here, because I put my schedule out as being free from 8 to 4 today. And I'm waiting to see the email come back from Vanessa with the spreadsheet. I'll share that process with everybody else so they can see behind the scenes what's going on and see what the process looks like. And I will keep everybody in the loop as we use these new people to grow everybody's business effectively. It's sort of what we've been waiting for. I have no idea why things take so long on the internet, but it would seem everything takes twice as long. It's like waiting for your new car from Tesla, which it turns out maybe in 2018. But I'm sure everybody that gets it is going to be happy when it gets there, because there is no rushing technology. It takes however long it takes for the eggheads to get the thing sorted out and get the process started, and then they've got to run tests to make sure it works before they set everybody loose with the system. And that took 11 weeks. I'm just glad I didn't have to pay somebody that was good with ad campaigns and knew all that stuff for 11 weeks of their time to set up a campaign like this. I couldn't imagine, or taking the hours, the number of hours every day that they probably have people working on this project. I know that the lead tie-in will line up with Jonathan Budd's 7 emails that people are getting that go to our links that leave their email at all. They're immediately put in a 7 days video email series that Jonathan's created about what the Powur opportunity is, why you should do it. Then it goes into their support of their ecological group in Brazil, and how we're going to, the 4th one goes on to talk about the transfer of power and how it creates a more level playing field where homeowners will actually get credit for the energy going back into the system instead of paying forever. It's just a well laid out system. I understand that Jonathan videos are all 1 minute to 3 minutes, or just short clips that our leads are getting on a daily basis once their emails in the system, on top of whatever they're connected to from us. So things are moving, getting better. I was really excited to hear Jim's take on the things that hold people back. A lot of what he talked about are things that I believe, and it was nice to know that there's somebody at the company that can help you with your bad use of the language. As we experienced on last night's call, Jim had asked one of the audience to come out live and tell him what his takeaway had been from the hour-long training. Instead of taking the person going automatically to what they just learned, they'd gone straight to what their problem had been that week with hassles from their old business that they were trying to get out of their responsibilities for, so they could focus more on Powur. And he actually stopped them, the guy, 3 times in the 5 minutes, and explained to him why he did, and then corrected him for what he had said or how he had said something. Because as I've learned, it's all in your phrasing. If you complain about what doesn't work, you'll get more in your life of what doesn't work. So you have to be very careful, especially in these group environments, what you want to talk about, because you don't want to get onto a negative topic that's going to bring everybody's energy down, because that doesn't benefit you as the sharer or them as the audience. You want to stick to things that work, things that have been successful, things that you know are going to improve the situation. It's one of the reasons I started with Jim's new training program. I'm excited to see that, first of all, a company board member has this skill set, and that they're readily available for people that have these issues, and that they're able to, the trainer's able to tie it back to the Powur business. Sometimes the problem I've had in the past with particularly people in the psychological that work with your thoughts and your processes and your attitudes and all those things. They may not know about your business model, which prevents them maybe from giving you best accurate advice. This Jim Bunch is a member of the company and actually out there putting people in the power and grid, so he knows what we're facing every day. He knows the real world situations and can help you adapt to what works as opposed to what you may have done previously that doesn't work. I'm kind of excited now that I'm involved with what's going on with things at head office. It's going to give me a reason to restart and have a new focus on what's going on, because since the contest was changed in January, I found it quite frustrating to find out what I was going to bring to the table to move forward. With very few U.S. contacts and even less people willing to share their U.S. contacts, I found the whole thing frustrating. And now that I'm going to have some coming in, I can see how the process really does work, because you have to have new people to talk to. And I wasn't prepared to go and reinvest my own money after all the time and energy I'd put into getting to the end of the contest. It just didn't make sense. I actually got to go and participate a couple of weeks ago in a LinkedIn marketing group, and they're helping me on ways to market my heart health challenge, because it's not something I put on the back burner, but it was something I'd stepped away from focusing on a daily basis because I didn't know how to move forward in it. I was given the opportunity to join a very prestigious marketing group, and the administrator forced me to come around and think about what I was asking from people. And when I figured out it was different ways that they had seen this sort of recovery story successfully marketed, that fit the group's criteria. And I've had about 10 people from LinkedIn contact me with different people I can contact to follow up with that have had some experience in this area, or different places where stuff can be published or shared relating to the topic from their own experience. I didn't know how to adapt the Powur business model to the question, so I went with what I knew, which was how do you market a patented product that makes health claims without making health claims. And that got some experienced, one experienced author and a couple of experienced marketers giving me pointers, and I actually might be able to do something with it now, just because I needed a different way of looking at the problem, and in finding a different way to look at the problem, I may have found the solution to it, which is stop talking about what you're not allowed to and just explain how it works without going there. I think was the way it was explained to me by the medical guy. He says, you don't have to give them the answer. It's probably better if you don't give them the answer, because once you talk about the solution, they can go and find it somewhere else. And I said, yeah, I've had that experience. And he says, yeah, that's quite often what happens when people are marketing health stories. You get the interest of the people, but you don't get the business because you're not seen as promoting the business model. You're just telling your health story, and people that want to join a business want to join a growing business, not sit around and talk about it. So I have to be careful where I'm going with it to keep it all working. But I want to keep both the heart health and the clean energy, because I think it's all part of the same solution. The clean energy helps everybody's environment, and being on the best clean foods you are helps your own environment. So they're not mutually exclusive. I'm actually excited to get in touch with some other health business people in the States and other places as this thing grows, because now I can work with them in a non-competitive way that means they don't have to leave their health company to do something with me. At least that's been my experience so far with people like Sarah, who is doing her driver's license things today at DMV. She has to go stand in line for whatever, her 5-year renewal or whatever it is. And yeah. So that's it for my week. I have it all covered. If there's something else I can do for you or information I can provide, that would be wonderful.
No, sounds good. Sort of day by day.
All right. Thank you both for showing up and helping out. I will.
Robin's still on. You just can't see her.
Oh, and that's throwing me off. Hello, Robin. Nice that you're back. That's how you get things done. You go on holidays, and you don't tell people when you come home, so you can get stuff done.
No, she's on this call. It's just that for whatever reason she's not showing up. Like she can hear you and see us. She just can't be seen or heard.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So weird. I have a section of buttons in the attendees pile, and usually when I hit the plus sign, I bring somebody over. But while you were away from the screen, I actually tried to bring Robin over, and she didn't come over, which has not been my experience in the past. That people haven't had a choice. So I think it's an updated thing for the software. She's got to approve the camera's access to something. Would be my guess, which is why she isn't over.
She just typed in thanks.
All right. Well, I'll make sure I include Robin.
Yeah, and you see I don't see any chat, so.
Yeah, it's so odd.
Do you not see the chat either, Michael?
I can see a chat, but it's not in its normal format. Normally there's a bunch of admin buttons at the top, and I don't see that.
Mine's got admin buttons on the top.
Yeah, I've just got group chat, but all I see is that Karan left group chat. I see nothing else.
I don't even see that.
You drive yourself crazy trying to figure it out. I'm not going to do it. I see a list that says Peter's there, Karan's there, Agnes is there, Karan left.
I'm not seeing that either. All I see is the conversation between me and Robin there, what we've said.
List all available commands, enter / question mark. Let's try that.
Robin sent another message, I tried.
It's okay, it happens.
Oh, there we go. No, we don't.
No?
We just got the commands.
I just figured out how to bring up, but it doesn't help me.
She's typed another message. I think Peter and I are the only ones on the chatter.
All right.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wonderful thing called Google Hangout. I can't explain it. I'm really glad I don't have to fix these things. Maybe that's it. I should complain to webinars on air that there's this new problem, and maybe they'll fix something. All right, I'm going to call it a week. Thank you all. Have an awesome week. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, see you.
Alrighty. Thanks. Bye.